Hello, that was quick. I wasn't expecting you that quick. Hello, everybody. How are you? Hope you are all well. If you're joining me live or if you're joining me a little bit later on the replay because you're busy, do give me a thumbs up. Do pop me a note in the comments so I know you were present with me. So first in the house is Carol. Hello, Carol. Hello, Sue. Hello, Jan. How are you all? Right, so we're going to be doing a bit of wire work today, and we haven't done any wire work for a while, have we? So I thought we'd have a look at doing some caged beads and some half caged beads. So do let me know in the comments whether or not this is something you've done before. Um, Perhaps you remember it quite clearly. Perhaps you would benefit from a refresher. Jan says, loving your necklace. Thank you. It is one of my favourites. It is a freshwater pearl coin, and these are all freshwater pearls around it. It's all bead embroidery and beadwork. I do love it. It's one of my favourites. Right. Okay, so how many of you do a bit of wire work? How many of you a little bit, possibly, maybe not so confident, or perhaps it's not so kind on your hands? Do let me know. Francis said, hello, couldn't get on through Facebook again, so I'm here. Oh, wonder what happened there. But glad you're here. I've done a little cage work, but looking forward to watching more. Good, good, good. But don't be shy. Don't be shy, and do pop in a comment. So let's have, I couldn't decide which beads to use. So I think we'll start off with the brecciated jasper. Let's go on the overhead, shall we? Now, I've got a question for you. Can you tell me if it's back to front or not? Is that's back to front, isn't it? So this should be on my left side. It's definitely back to front. Let's have a look. Whoops. Right. Bear with. I'm just going to come off the overhead because you do not want to be looking at my triple chins while I'm doing this. There we go. I think we should be good now. So that's my left hand. That's my right hand. Ring finger is on the left. Oh, are you the other way round now? Let me know. Ring finger should be on the left. Hands on the right. Hands on the right? It's the right way round. It's the right way round for you now. Ring finger on the left. This is my right. Wrong way round now. Oh. Okay. Shouldn't have fiddled with it, should I? Right, let's go back off that. And there we go. So that should be okay for you now, I'm hoping. So ring finger should be on the left. Yes. Oh. So I wonder if it's different on YouTube then. How very bizarre. I'll check that out afterwards. Right. Let's bring that over. Oh, we're a bit wonky donkey. Oh, it's perfect now. Oh, good. Okay. Good-o. Right, I'm going to use some gold wire, which is sort of a gilt-plated wire. I think actually, what do you reckon? Copper or gold with this one? I'm kind of feeling the copper vibes with this one. Hello, Jay. Hello, Gemma. Right, I'm feeling the copper vibes. That's what I'm going to go for. Okay, Right, you will need your round nose pliers, and what I would suggest is, we will do a half wire wrapped one first of all. Quick check is put something written, then you can see which way round it is. The problem is, Jan, is that I've got two screens up, okay? One screen is fine and the other screen isn't. I know it sounds it's a bit complicated. I've got two platforms up. One is reversed and one isn't. Yeah, it's a real pain. Yeah. Anyway, we got there in the end. Oh, let's thread this on. Easiest way for wastage is work from the reel. Let's move that gold out of the way. Work from the reel. Right. And pop your round nose pliers about an inch or so from the end and about 1 centimetre from the tip of your round nose pliers. And then we are going to form a loop like so. Turn that over. The hardest part in this is actually getting the loops the same size. And then I'm going to clamp that loop, and then I'm going to wrap that round just the once on this side and trim with your side cutters. Always make sure side cutters are flat against what you're working on. Okay, then we're going to push up our bead. Where are you? Push up our bead. And then I'm just going to pull up my other screen because it's a lot easier for me to see because it's not mirror imaged. And then I'm going to do another wire wrap loop the other side. I've still got my copper wire attached to the reel. Okay, and just do a little check to make sure your loops are the same size. And then clamp that loop there. And then we're going to wrap around. Let's just go in a bit more, shall we? So you can actually see what I'm doing. Do let me know if I'm in too close and I start going off piste again, which I know I have a terrible habit of doing. Okay, and then I don't know if you can see, let's turn that on the side. What you're going to do is actually wire wrap it so it sits on top of those other coils. So you've got a few coils, and then you're going to go across the bead sort of at a diagonal, and then just do a few wire wraps, well, kind of one full wire wrap the other side, and then trim that like so. And there you've got your half caged bead, which is really pretty. There you go. So you've got that. This is a 6mm bead that I'm using. This is the brecciated or brecciated jasper. I don't know the correct pronunciation of it. Now we'll have a go at a fully caged bead. Now, what I found works really well is for every millimetre bead, you cut an inch. So as it's 6mm bead, cut a 6-inch length of wire. And I know it's going from millimetres to inches, but it works. So we're going to cut that at 6 inches. Let's move all of these out of the way. Okay, first of all, what we start off by doing is a little loop at the end. Make sure it's flush at the end, just under 1 centimetre from the end, and we're going to turn. Now, I know it sounds really ridiculous, but it really, really helps. Go back into that loop and trim it. Just trim the end off. And then bring the loop back round with your round nose pliers. For some reason, that's a terrible circle, for some reason, it seems to help with getting a better shaped circle. Okay, so we're going to do the same the other side. Form a loop. And please do remind me later on that I need to do the draw for the beaders group. We've not had quite as many posts this month, so let's see if we can get more posts in this month, and maybe I need to sort of make sure that I send the updates a little bit more regularly on there as well. But I am including our beading team, our beading admin, because they get absolutely nothing for supporting the group, and I'm not picking out favorite makes or anything like that, so there's no you can't say that I'm going to be lilted in my choice. It's all done, hopefully I wouldn't be anyway, but it's all done on a random picker, so it's all fair, and I don't see why they shouldn't be included. Right, okay, so what we're going to do is just squeeze that a little bit. And we are going to clamp over 3/4 of the circle, if not a bit more. This is the hardest part for a lot of people, is you find you're pushing and it's not moving. Okay, so the secret is a good steady clamp in your dominant hand and just gently push your wire, lift it again, push the wire, and then as you go, you'll be clamping and pushing at the same time. I think that's the bit that gets everybody going, really, is, you know, they're finding, it's just not moving. Just push the wire around, clamp and push, clamp and push. And we're going to do the same the other end. So you want the loops, the circles to be the same shape. Now, it doesn't really matter what side you have them on, if they're both on the side, because we can flip them over at the end. So we're covering 3/4 of it. And if you find it easier, you might want to use the tips of your pliers, so it gives you a little bit more room for manoeuvre. Now you have to bear with me because I'm looking from another screen, so I'm not actually seeing your comments at the moment, but I will go back and have a little look in a moment. But honestly, it's really it's really off-putting seeing your screen mirrored. Does that make sense? It's really discombobulating. So when you get towards the end, is you can actually use your fingers just to carry on. Now, if it's like that, okay, just flip that over so that you've got one opposite. Let's just show you. Okay, just reminds me of the old tape cassette recorders. There we go. So that's what it looks like. What I love about the copper is it's so forgiving, you know, whereas with silver plated wire or rose gold or gold plated wire, it's beautiful. But when you're doing new projects and you're maybe hacking a bit more than you perhaps would ordinarily, you can put indentations on your wire and it doesn't look so good, whereas with copper it doesn't matter because it's copper through and through. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make a little clamshell. So to do that, we're going to actually, in the halfway point between the two, is just flip that over like so. And this is where we do the Madonna boobies. Okay, remember the cones that she used to wear? Right, we're going to pop the end of the round nose pliers through one end, like so. And gradually, you're just going to ease each one so that you stretch them out a little bit. So that's one. And then we're going to do the other. Doesn't matter which side you go on. Okay. So that's what I mean, Madonna boobies. You get the gist. That's the look you're going for. And then we're going to create our own eye pin. But before we do that, let's pop our bead in the cage, close it up, and then you can just squeeze it back down if you need to. Now this is a fiddliest bit, is trying to actually find the hole of your bead. There we go. I'm just going to do, so I should have said, I think I've told you I'm using 0.8mm wire. So I'm just going to turn at almost a right angle, loop that back, push that up, and that way you've got the least amount of wastage. Cut about 1 centimetre the other end, turn at a right angle and turn your loop. So there we go. You've got two little methods. You've got your caged bead and your half caged bead. And I just think that's really pretty. You might want to, perhaps if you're doing a necklace, you might want to do 2 or 3 of the half caged beads, maybe one of those in between. The other good thing as well, that you might want to make your own jump rings too. So let's just have a little look at your comments. Jan puts a pen mark on her pliers to get the same size. Pretty, glad you like it. Let me just move this over here. Oh, I can see all your comments then. Nice, that's pretty. Yes, they make some beautiful bits. Please, could you remind me which size of wire you're using? Hopefully you got that, Francis. 0.8. Love working with copper, says Jan. It's cheaper and also more malleable. Looks great hammered too. Yes, yes, it really does. Really nice. So I'm going to just carry on with doing that. But do have a think about what sort of things you might want to use this for. You know, what would you use it for? Would you do earrings, a bracelet? I'm going to use one of the different coloured braciated jaspers. So yeah, tell me your thoughts. What would work for you? Do you wear more necklaces, bracelets, or is it a project that you perhaps make to sell? The other thing you can do, you can always work with sterling silver, but I would practice the methods before you do it. That way, it just saves you wasting on your expensive wire, doesn't it? So I'm working from the reel, but we've got all of the all of the coppers, the gold, all the plated wires I've got in stock. So they're either in the Facebook group or the Facebook page. And then we just go across at the diagonal. I mean, you know, you'll watch other videos and you'll notice on Jewellery Maker as well, everybody has got different methods, different styles, different methods. And you will find your own style and your own way of doing things. Now, what I would say is if you've got any dexterity problems, then perhaps you might be better off going down to 0.6mm wire, which is a bit softer. You said about making your own jump rings. How would you do that? Well, what we'll do is we'll do a couple more of these and then I'll show you how you make your own jump rings. But they're actually quite easy. Very handy to have your nylon jaw pliers. Right, so I'm going to do some more half wrap beads. I do like the different colours in this jasper. I'm going to put some different colours in this. Let's just push that out of the way. But what are your thoughts so far? So in your mind, are you going to give it a go? And if so, what are you going to do? Are you going to make earrings? Are you going to make a necklace, bracelet? What beads are you going to use? Do check out all the beads in the group. I've got some real bargain bead strands in there. I'm just having a bit of a clear out, making way for new stock. So we've got new stock up. We've also got some old stock that I'm selling at sale prices. So do have a look. The caged beads is also really nice. If you've got some beads that aren't perfect, perhaps you have some gemstone beads that have got some imperfections in them, and perhaps you're not comfortable with stringing them onto a necklace where they're fully exposed. Particularly the caged bead, the fully caged, is a great way of using up those sorts of beads. Jan says she's giving it a go now. I've got 14mm beads and making a window hanging with some beachcomber wood. Oh, how lovely. Absolutely beautiful. Right, so 1, 2. See, aren't those? I think I'll put the deeper one in the middle. Aren't those lovely? Right, jump rings. Okay, now you could use, I'm just trying to think, you'll have to excuse me, the hay fever's really, really high today. You can use a pencil, you can use a cocktail stick, you could use implements at home to shape your jump rings. So if you don't have one of these mandrels, it's not the end of the world. You know, you can work without them. Now, I think I can make jump rings out of these. Anyway, I'm going to give it a go. These are sort of bell making pliers. But I've got jump ring mandrels as well that aren't particularly expensive. Bear with, I think I've got one on my window ledge. Let me just go and grab it. Right. Oh, Jan's taken an antihistamine today. Yeah, me too. Do you know what? It's really bizarre. Sometimes apparently you can grow you can grow grow out of hay fever. And I thought I was one of the few that happened to, because I haven't had it for a couple of years. I used to get it quite bad, but this year it's back. Right, so this is ideal. So as you can see, you've got graduated elements here, and you can choose which one you want. Normally they come in a pack of 2. Now, if anybody does want any of these, let me know, because I can have a look with my suppliers and see if I can order some for you. And I can give you a price. Then they're not much. They're normally under £10 anyway. So I've got a little tail on there, and let me just cut this off because this is a pain. And you just keep on the same size and just keep your wire wrapped around. This is how you do it in silversmithing as well. The only differences with the silversmithing is that they'd solder them, and these would be open jump rings because the links aren't closed on them. So then I'd take that off. Okay, and I'm going to cut off that little flat bit there. And if you imagine, okay, an invisible line. So if you imagine there's the tail there, imagine an invisible line going down there. And then what you'll do is you'll cut number 1, okay, number 2, number 3. If you want super thick jump rings, you could go to a 1mm gauge. I mean, those for me are too big, but isn't that clever? And if you find that there's a bit of a burr on them, and a burr means there's like a lump on them where they don't really close fully, you can always put a nail file in between just to get rid of that. So that's how you do your jump rings, which is good, isn't it? Now I'm going to do smaller jump rings on the other one, because you see, if you put those in, to me, I don't like that. I think that's too big, but I was just giving you an indication of how to do them. Sue says she's got the rose quartz that I worked with on Jewelry Maker. I'm thinking that this method would work well with them. That it really would. Really would. Oh, Jan's grown into hay fever. Didn't have it as a child. Oh dear. And Sue suffers with it as well. It's really miserable. Yeah, it's not the best. Right, so I'm going to go for the smaller ones on this. So I find these, I don't know if you remember, I did some leather work a few weeks ago, and we made the ends, and I love these bells. I mean, bell makers. Also, I can see if I can get any of these. If anybody's interested, just let me know. Or you can get them from the good old Amazon. Or Jewelry Maker, I guess. I don't even know if they've got any of those in stock at the moment. Right, so we're going to cut the end off. Again, you imagine a imaginary line going down. This is really nice method as well if you're using coloured wire. I mean, you've gone to all that trouble to do all of your bits and pieces, and then you use a different coloured jump ring, which is not great, is it? You know, you want it to look really nice, don't you? You want to finish it off nicely. So then you just open it as you would normally. Let's have that in the middle. Close that up. If you want to work harden them, work harden means to hammer them, and it creates a sort of a chain reaction in the wire and makes it more solid. You could do that with a nylon tipped hammer. You could even do it with a what we call a planishing hammer as well, which has got a silver end if you want texture on it, because you can do that with the copper. You know, you could have like hammered jump rings. Right, so maybe let's do another, what am I on about? Let's do another caged bead. So we're gonna do 6 inches for 6 mil. Oh yes, I'm just doing another cage bead. Jan is just saying, do I have time to do that? Yeah, no problem. Let's do that now. So I cut the wire for the full caged bead because I know the measurements for that, but I don't use any wastage for the half wrap because I use it from the reel. Right. Braining gear. I'm going to turn a loop at the end. Cut into that because it helps to get a better definition. Do you know, I'm sure my round nose pliers aren't that round. I know that sounds really ridiculous, but it doesn't create the best loop. Might have to change those. Okay, and let's turn that round. Thanks to everybody that watched Jewelry Maker yesterday. Let me know what your favourite bits were. I loved that Kimihimo Maradi. Oh gosh, still can't say that word. The board. Really like that. But let me know what was your favourite. And it's so nice working with all of the different materials. The lady that I was with, Steph, she was a new presenter. She was a new presenter to Jewelry Maker, but she's not a new presenter, as you could see from her knowledge. She's come from Gemporia, and my goodness, what phenomenal knowledge she's got. I thought she was absolutely fascinating. You learn so much about, you know, gemstone beads being dyed, you know, what makes some gems more valuable than others. You know, I'm really, really learning so much as I'm going with regards to the gemstones. Francis, thank you. Fascinating. Look forward to doing this myself, probably with some bright baked beads as the colour will show through. Yes, absolutely. Jan says she scanned through to find my demos. Oh, good. And it was really nice. Steph is learning to make jewellery. I don't know how she's finding the time because, you know, it's a full-on job that she's doing there with 4 children. But she did the macrame. We did a macrame Solomon knot, and we did the basic kumihimo as well on that Maradi, whatever it is, board. I was absolutely exhausted yesterday. On Monday night, myself, my daughter, and a friend were playing at a concert. We were sort of doing a flute trio in a concert for our Royal Wootton Bassett Choral Society. So it's kind of, I suppose it gives them a little bit of a breather with their singing. and which is so lovely. It's so lovely to have chance to play alongside them both. So that was quite a late night. Well, it's sort of a late night. About, by the time you've wound down, it's about 10 o'clock. And then I was up at 4:20 in the morning, ready to get my makeup on and get, dressed ready. And then it takes an hour and a half to get there. And normally we can have a little bit of a breather. So just quickly, I'll shut up for a minute in about that while I just tell you the next bit. So we're just going to make it into a clamshell. So just bend it in half, but you don't need to fully bend it, just at an angle. And then we do the Madonna boobies. Okay, we're going to push those out. Yes, so an hour and a half to get there, which, to be honest, after Peterborough, it's really quick. It's really quick. But we're in this little it's not like a cubbyhole, but it's quite small upstairs because they've ripped out the studio and they're putting in a brand new studio, which would be really exciting. But normally, you can get up and stretch your legs, but there wasn't enough room to do that. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun. And the director and the producer and the team are actually sat outside in the working office, which, bless them, trying to continue as normal. But it worked well. I don't think people would have noticed, and we had fun. Right, so the bit that you were saying about, Jan, was how do you get the wire through? So you have to kind of just keep scanning it, the bead inside, till you actually get the whole of the bead, and then you're going to turn it at about a centimetre. No, Francis, the wooden Kumihimo didn't come with the bobbins. Hopefully they made that clear. Gosh, I hope they did. Those were bobbins that I bought myself because Jewelry Maker, sadly, were completely out of their bobbins. Did you buy one, Francis? I have to have a look. I should have said that, shouldn't I? But yeah, it didn't come with the bobbins. I think they did say, because they said next time they'll get it in with the full kit and caboodle. Oh, the room looks so much better than the old studio. Oh, did you think so? Oh, how funny. Well, it was only a temporary one. You could hear them yesterday banging and working on it while I was watching Hobby Maker. Yes, because Hobby Maker's next door. But yeah, we'll do another caged bead. How are we doing? 22. What I was kind of thinking with this bracelet was to do 3 caged beads in a row and 3 of the half ones. Half caged beads. But I've put up some beads like this in 6mm. I've got the blue, the burgundy, the peach, blue, burgundy, peach, lilac. I thought those would be really nice beads as well. I think the pink aventurine, I thought that would be quite a nice one to do. That would be quite nice in the copper. So Francis saying not bought one yet, but tempted. Sadly, they sold out, Francis. I loved them. I really loved them. I mean, you can have a go of mine when I see you. They should be back on again. at some point, but yeah, they sold out. I thought they would, because I had such fun with them. You could do beaded kumihimo on them as well, but you just need to make sure you get the weights right on there for it to work right. But no, they were brilliant. I loved them. And I love the tactility of the wood, which is, you know, the board is a very, the wooden thing, Maradi board is a very traditional way of doing kumihimo. I think the boards are very much a Western sort of angle on it to make things a little bit easier. Right, there we go. Just trying to think, what did I do? Oh, we had some nice frosted beads. We like frosted beads, don't we, Francis? Never thought I'd like frosted beads, but when you get them, they're lush. Really nice. I don't know how they get the frosting on there. I wonder what they do. I wonder what chemical reaction they put on there to get the frosting. I'm going to look that up. Now, I did ask the question because following feedback is, I know during the auctions at Jewelry Maker, it can get a little bit scary when you see like £500, you know that's not going to be the final price, and you worry that if you check out, you're going to be charged that price. That is not how it works. And they did say that live yesterday, because I did sort of say, well, you know, how does it work? So how it works is that you have to check out, because otherwise you can't guarantee that you're going to get that item that you want. And apparently the day after, you should get an email confirming your basket, what's been debited, and just the one postage fee. So it will all line itself out. Loves these cage beads too. I bought some of your matte beads. Oh, thank you. They were really, really lovely. Which ones, Jan? Which ones did you buy? Love frosted beads, especially mixed gemstones. I know. I think, Francis, until we actually saw them in person, you know, you just don't know, do you, what they're going to be like? But yeah, I love them. Okay, so bend it in half. Madonna boobies. Oh, the gorgeous jaspers, beautiful. Yeah, nice choice. To be honest, you can't go wrong with any of them. Right, so we're going to bend that in half. I'm going to go for another cafe latte coloured brecciated jasper. Madonna boobies, I know. Talking a hobby maker, now I haven't had opportunity to actually watch any of Adam's videos because I've been so busy. But I see on Adam Humphrey's feed, my friend Adam, that he's working at Hobby Maker. Does anybody have any info on that? I'm not sure. Is he representing a company or is he presenting on there? I must message him. But I keep meaning to have a look. I might bump into him at some point because it's the same. We're in the same building. Madonna boobies. You're making this look so equally. I'm equally sure it isn't. It's okay. It's okay. Aluminium is also great for doing these cages, especially for homewares. Oh, do you know, I haven't really worked with aluminium. Is it quite soft? I always imagine, Jan, it's quite soft. I'm just going to link these three together. So I'm just opening that out. Oh, there we go. So we've got 3 cages, and then I'm just going to do the half wire wrapped. You've not seen him on there yet. I haven't watched it. I tend to watch Jewelry Maker just so that I never used to watch it, only because sorry, doing 2 things at once is not always a good thing, because I always worried that I'd actually start subconsciously copying all the designs. And I like to have my designs quite authentic. I mean, authentic, it's always authentic to a degree, because these are all very, most of the things that we do are all basic or principal types of jewellery making, if that makes any sense at all. But I do like to keep in the loop as to what's happening there. Jan says aluminium's as soft as copper, looks great hammered too, and it's cheaper than silver plated. Oh, okay. I shall have to have a little look. Right. So they do take a little bit longer than other projects, but it's still a really nice thing to do. I think I've even done a caged bead ring before. Can't tell you how I did it. I'd have to go back and revisit. Yeah, Hobby Maker is more for card crafts, isn't it? But nonetheless, there's quite a few people on there that I used to work with at Create and Craft. So it's actually, I quite enjoy seeing them. I think you've got Hayley. Hayley's on there. Catherine Sturrock's on there quite often. Dawn Wheeler, she's on there. Just trying to think who else. There's quite a lot of other companies that are on there as well. How many of you are watching now the craft store? Because Dan, can't think of Dan's surname now. Is it Dan Bancroft? Him and another Hayley Smith, I think her name is. They've created a Facebook channel using the old Create and Craft Facebook group. And I understand that the previous director of Create and Craft still owns the building that we used to film in and all of the equipment. So I think they do some of the filming in there. I mean, anybody's got the opportunity to go on there, but for me, I don't think it was a very good platform for me, because you have to pay to have the airtime on there, which is fine, but it's not really my audience. So I don't really think it's something that would benefit me. But I suppose it's like anything, you've got to try these things. However, I think I've got enough on. I think I've got enough on at the minute. So don't forget that there'll be no Thursday tutorial time this week. So I'll only be doing one tutorial a week, and I'm going to alternate between a Thursday and a Wednesday, so that it really, there's, at least there'll be sessions for everybody. But it's just easier for me now if I just do the one. because while I'm getting used to being on Jewellery Maker, for me, there's a huge amount of preparation time, which I know it'll get quicker for me whilst I get used to it. But I'm struggling to fit everything in. But by the same token, I want to, I want to stay connected with you all as much as possible. And, keep our Facebook groups going and keep all the new stock going and the auctions going. So I am next on Jewellery Maker on Easter Monday. That is my next date. So I've got a little bit of time off, but not much. And then Mum and I are on our holly bobs. Oh, thank you, Jan. Well, you get to see me in another way, don't you? You get to see me on Jewellery Maker. And it's nice for me because it's working for a fabulous company and it's paid work. So it's, So there we go. Now, while we've got time, I've just got to try and remember how did I make a clasp? Isn't it funny? You make these things all the time and then you think, how did I do that? I can't actually remember. Right, let's have a bash. No, not that. Straighten that up. Right. Let's turn one of those over like so. I tell you what I might just do is I might just show you a bit of texturing. I've got a couple of minutes. It depends if I can actually find the right materials. Oh, that's a bit wonky donkey. Do you know what the next JM projects are? No idea. No idea. Right, let's do a loop. Right, I'm really winging this because I can't remember how I did it. Let's turn a loop. Like so. Just turned a loop. Ah, that's better. Turn another loop. Like so. And then wire wrap that around. Right, how many minutes? We've got 5 minutes. We've got to get our drawer in there as well. Right, bear with. But there's plenty of wires, not 6 mil beads. Bear with, I'm just going to see if I can get my planishing hammer. Normally, I would use a metal plate for this, but excuse me. So this is a planishing hammer. So you've got flat side there, you've got the rounded side there. So you could always actually create like a hammered effect, which creates a bit more reflective light on there. Just go on the other side as well. Let me see. Don't even know if you can see that. Let me just... Now, if you go for the other side, it flattens it. So it almost creates like a square wire effect. So the great thing is with a copper is you can do that with it. So I don't think you can see, oh you can, I think you can see how that's flattened it. And then just to finish off our bracelet, we're going to attach that one side, then attach that the other, and there you have your completed bracelet. There you go, which I think is going to be a perfect size. It is. There we go. So I'll just go off the overhead, and there you go, look. But isn't that appreciated just, but absolutely beautiful with the copper. Absolutely gorgeous. I really love that. I love the autumnal colours. I actually quite like that with the colour palette I've got on. Right, are we ready to do this month's winner? So just to recap, every time you post, share your makes or something inspirational on our Beaders of Beads by Rachel Facebook group. If you're not on there, make sure you hop on over there. And every time you post something, either a make or something inspirational that gets a conversation going, you will be entered into, you'll be given X amount of entries into the prize draw. So if I just pull up what the scoreboards are for this month. Facebook, there we go. So the top of our March table results is Jan. So Jan has shared 5 posts this month. Thank you, Jan. Followed by Carrie and Sue, joint second, 4 posts. Maxine, 3. Frances Blackmore, 2. Linda, 2. Bearing in mind, Linda posts every single day. So I'm just including her makes in that. Otherwise, I think Linda would win every single month for all of her dedication. Then we've got Ashley Dawn, Emma Careless, Emma Quick, Carol Clark, and Kim. So thank you so much to everybody with that. So we are now going to go back to sharing the screen. Oh, do you know what? You'll have to bear with, because my random picker has gone. Random wheel of names. Right, okay. So let me, if I can share the screen actually. Settings, and you can see me tap them in. Share. Okay, where's my pad? So we've got This is how I do it. We've got Francis B twice. Then we've got Maxine 3 times. So I put her name in 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Then we've got Ashley. Oh dear, can't spell. Then we've got Sue 4 times. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we've got Jan 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we've got Carrie 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we've got Linda twice. Emma Careless. Emma Quick. Carol Clark. I can't remember if it's with or without an E. Carol, my apologies. And Kim. Okay, so that should be everyone on there. And click to see. Ah, Sue. Congratulations, Sue. We have a winner. Stop sharing. There we go. So, congratulations, Sue. You will have £5 credit to your baskets or your basket, so you can use it on whatever you wish. And much deserved, Sue, because Sue has supported both of our groups for a long time now, and forever grateful for all of your support and all of your postings and everything. So well done. Well done. Anyway, on that note, it's 3 minutes past 1. I'm going to love you and leave you and see you all very soon. You take care. Bye-bye.